farm to the factory and finally to the consumer, food in India travels the distance. And keeping perishables free from spoilage is no small feat. But as the world's largest food processing and packaging solutions company, Tetra Pak is empowering brands to make the journey. And to understand how, we attended the second edition of Today, Tomorrow, Together, Tetra Pak's marquee leadership seminar for movers and shakers from the food and beverage sector. Here are all the highlights.
With a 3-decade-plus history in India, Tetra Pak has been championing innovative end-to-end solutions to make food safe and available to everyone everywhere. From our country's most modernized metros to its most remote corridors. Today, Tomorrow, Together played host to over 100 industry luminaries from the food and beverage business that have joined forces with Tetra Pak on this journey.
Here at the second edition of Today, Tomorrow, Together, Tetra Pak's marquee leadership seminar for movers and shakers from South Asia's food and beverage sector, a series of subject matter experts shared their take on the market forces and the macroeconomic factors that are shaping the course of the food and beverage industry. Let's listen in.
It is my absolute privilege to welcome you all on behalf of Tetra Pak to this our leadership event, Today, Tomorrow, Together. 2 years ago, we were celebrating 30 years of our existence in India. We are 32 now, but through our millennial eyes, we see the world around us changing rapidly. One significant change that I can speak of is convergence of food security and safety with circular economy. And I want to pause here for a minute because I know that there is a topic which is hitting the headlines right now as I speak, which is on the front and center of your mind. And it is the clarion call that the Prime Minister Narendra Modi issued in his independence speech about dealing with the plastic, single-use plastics and its impact on the environment. It almost goes without saying that all of us in the industry support his call. All of us want to do what we can to do well and to do good is a given. It's a business imperative these days, so no question about that. I do hope you enjoy the day. One more time, a very warm welcome on behalf of Tetra Pak India to this leadership event, Today, Tomorrow, but Together. Thank you.
I think we will all agree when I say that disruption is the order of the day. And we at Tetra Pak are committed to continuous innovation to protect what's good. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time we let you have a glimpse into 2030 with Tetra Pak's Executive VP Marketing, Lars Holmqvist.
Today now is the very moment, is the slowest pace of change that we all will experience for the rest of our lives. And some facts are really quite strong. First of all, computers will soon reach the human brain power. By next year, almost all new cars will be connected to the internet. And already today, 3D printing is making a huge impact in the way that we manufacture. In China today, we can print houses from a 3D printer. That's actually reality already today. But these are some macro, changes that we see. So what we did in Tetra Pak, we really took a look towards 2030 to try to identify through 12 different lenses that you see here. And we identified that this change moving forward can be aggregated into 4 major disruptors. The first one being opportunities from digital science and technology advances. And the second one is the value chain transformation. And there's no longer a chain, it's a web. And e-commerce is really driving this, and it will change the whole retail infrastructure into the experience centers. Sustainability, sustainable brands which are capable to communicate the purpose of environment and sustainability will be the winners in the future. And through all this, connecting industry, consumer data and preference, we will also enable health to be monitored, diets influenced by brands, and many other services focused on healthy improvements. These will be launched and impacting a positive way of living, and that is something that is a big trend as well. And we have a big role to play in this as food and beverage industry. So with that, I thank you very much. It's a great honor and a pleasure for me to be here today but also tomorrow together with you. Thank you very much.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to someone very special. Let's welcome on stage founder of Digital India Foundation, Mr. Arvind Gupta.
I would like to start by a few things that I think all of us know. This is the global footprint today. We have about 7.6 billion people globally. And almost in December last year, we crossed the 50% mark of global population on the internet. That was last year, and we are about 4.3 billion today. And I see this as a very rapid change. It took us less than 26, 27 years to reach this mark. We are seeing a huge, huge shift in what is called the breaking of the Moore's law. The computing power that is today available to all of us, we have never seen before. The second thing that has happened is connectivity has gone through the roof. You just saw the numbers before. 4.3 billion people are just absolutely connected. And with this massive power that is available today, we have the capability of mapping data, analyzing it, over-analyzing it, analyzing it in ways that we have never imagined before. All these disruptions combined have created the fourth industrial revolution that we are seeing today. Fourth industrial revolution is nothing but the convergence of data, digital, and into the real life, cyber-physical systems, and how it can disrupt health, education, supply chains, F&B industry, and the last thing I want to assure you before I leave is that India owns its own platform, owns its own data, and 3, the government recognizes the power of a public platform being open to everybody for open innovation, to be used by everybody, as a lever for growth and innovation going forward. So thank you very much for having me here.
As our next speaker, we have the captain of the largest F&B ship in the country. That, ladies and gentlemen, is the Gujarat Cooperative Milk Marketing Federation. We are honored to welcome on stage MD GCMMF, Mr. R.S. Sodhi, to hear his perspective on future of dairy and food in India.
I think the first slide will tell you everything. I mean, right now, Indian organized sector is handling only 90 million liters per day. Another 10 years, it will be 300 million. If I give you example of Amul, what planned targets we have set for our company for 2023, we achieved in 17-18. We underestimated Indian people in spending on food. Food and dairy is the segment where raw material is produced in the rural India. So besides the technology or investment opportunity is the processing or packaging or marketing, similar types of investment, same type of opportunity in the back end, in the production, in the handling. If you talk in India, much more than Indian dairy processing equipment selling, the market is much, much bigger for milking machine and no dairy industry investing. Everybody wants to have a milking machine, but we have made it so costly. I don't know why. Average Indian is not able to afford 50,000 rupees. If you make it, and when you see the milking machine, there's nothing. Why should it be that much costly? If you make it 20,000 rupees, we can sell millions of milking machines. That is the opportunity Tetra Pak has got. Ladies and gentlemen, I can in short tell you, if in India, if you want to grow, you want to invest, you want a business to grow, food or dairy is the one industry where next few hundred years or century, no recession or enough opportunity. Only thing is, you have to see how you can take care of two things, two major stakeholders. One is grower, who is your supplier. The other side is consumer, who is also your buyer. Both sides millions appear. So if you want to earn more, you have to give more first to the suppliers and to the consumer. Thank you very much.
We at Tetra Pak really believe that digitalization is going to be the next big game changer. And to talk more about that, I would like to invite on stage VP Industry 4.8 Solutions, Johan Nilsson.
There is a lot of hype in this world around digital. So when we think about digital, and it's not only us in Tetra Pak, we try to spend time with a lot of other companies, industry giants and so, to learn where it's heading and what is hype and what is reality. We use a formula that is quite simple. There is a lot of technologies emerging very fast, and there is data. That needs to be multiplied by a lot of imagination. If you don't have that imagination, you will not have any improved business outcomes. And those outcomes can be in quality, or they can be in cost, or they can be in sales, or many things that are relevant to businesses. Today, now at this very moment, is the slowest pace of change you will experience for the rest of your life. I think it's very, very important to take to heart. What is it that drives the change? We believe it's technology that sets the pace. Data, how you can store data. It was truly impressive to learn about that, how what India have done on this common data platform for a lot of things. IoT and analytics, we talked about devices in machines, etc. In the small little country of Sweden, where I come from, there is more than 3,000 people now that has a small device operated into the hand instead of having an watch or something like that. So this is emerging, and you can pay with that and these things. So how you connect the human being digitally is changing very much. 5G connectivity, it's a technology we keep a very close eye on, because we believe that 5G technology will replace Wi-Fi at some point in time. Artificial intelligence, it's when machines become smarter than human beings. We have to be very, very, very careful with how we use this, because abuse of this technology can destroy the world. Augmented reality, it's going to change a lot in retail. You saw something in the movie in the beginning. It's going to change a lot in how you can support industrial processes, etc. Cybersecurity is going to be very, very important, and data privacy and these things. When you start these journeys, I think it's very important to have this big dream of what you want to change, this imagination. All these changes, you have to start small, because you cannot move from nothing to the big dream. The most important thing is to actually start trying some things, because you can only learn by doing here. You cannot talk yourself into this future. You must jump into the pond, start swimming, and try, having the big dream in mind. Thank you very much.
It's time for a short break, but on the other side, we bring you more highlights from Today, Tomorrow, Together, an industry-first initiative led by Tetra Pak. So don't go anywhere. Welcome back to the second edition of Today, Tomorrow, Together, Tetra Pak's marquee leadership seminar for movers and shakers from South Asia's food and beverage sector. And here at this industry-first initiative, some of Tetra Pak's most cutting-edge packaging and processing solutions were on full display.
At Tetra Pak, innovation is the result of the total process of developing an idea into a product or a new way of working which adds value to the business. Innovation embraces everything from hatching an idea to reaching the marketplace with a new or improved product. Innovation is one of the mainstays of Tetra Pak's survival and growth.
This first station is all about innovate to grow. Now at Tetra Pak, because we believe in looking at the future from a long-term perspective, there's a lot of category, consumer, retail insight work that we did. And basis those reports and insights, we identify every year multiple trends that are impacting the food and beverage world. And we thought these 4 trends could be the most important that we could speak about. Healthy choices, connected world, value for money, and simply now. Now these are the 4 trends which we believe are impacting our entire world in which both you and we live in, essentially for the benefit of the consumer. These trends therefore translate into the solutions that we have. And Tetra Pak, being an end-to-end value provider, our solutions run across packaging, processing, and then also marketing services. Ricardo?
How do we manage our portfolio? We have 4 guiding principles and a new area that we are working on. The guiding principles of our portfolio are having a differentiation, so reshaping, playing with the shape of the package in order to add an element of novelty. Have external differentiation that does the same, makes the package pretty unique or different on the shelf. We have been working on the right sizing, so a number of new sizes in order to match price points in the different geographies. And last but not least, we are always striving to add functionality, to make easier for customers to have access to carton packages.
As a global company with a very strong local presence, we are well aware of the taste preferences across the region. And therefore, we help you to enter new market with acceptable taste profile. So whenever you come up with a new idea, a new growth potential, you don't want to wait and sit around. We help you to ramp up your production in a very smarter and faster manner. And not only process, we are equally focused in product development. Whenever you come up with some new food concept, you need a partner who understands how this food will behave while processing. Our product development center supports you to innovate successfully.
From sourcing, to processing, to packaging, to distribution, retailing, and ultimately recycling, the food and beverage sector is going digital. But to connect the dots for ourselves, we made our way over to the Tetra Pak Factory of the Future demo wall.
So the factory of the future, what I call as smart factory, would be intelligent, would be integrated. And what will be the benefits of those? You will see that you will have possibilities to control the amount of waste or reduce wastages. You will actually change the way we are doing maintenance. Today we do maintenance based on time. Tomorrow it will be the machine telling us now is the time for us to do maintenance. So it will be not based on just the time interval, it will be intelligent machines telling us when do they need to get maintained.
Talking about Industry 4.0, Bobby said smart factory is intelligent, interactive, and integrated. But there is a lot of misperception and misbelief that software and technology will solve your problem. That's not true. Software and technology or data will only enable you to take decisions or actions to change your business operation. It doesn't solve anything by itself. Giving you a digital OEE software doesn't mean your OEE is going to go up. You still have to use it to take actions. But a lot of people still believe that I'm going to put a nice planned software and the problem is solved. Everything is done. My quality control is perfect. That's not at all. And in Hannover Messe this year in spring, we have presented to 12 use cases, as IT people call, of solutions where we solve specific customer problems, and it's all validated. And we continue to add more to this success story, sometimes failure as well. It's not always we succeed. And we have learned in the area of digital technologies that collaboration is the key. There is no one company that can solve customer problem by its own. It's a collaboration between customer and various participants of the process to solve specific problems. So now, finally, from ideology, let's work together, we move to reality where not working together doesn't deliver.
Tetra Pak's best-kept secret is perhaps its recipe formulation and testing center, wherein a team of food scientists developed some truly innovative products. And we received a taste of some of these latest innovations firsthand. Tetra Pak is a big believer in responsible industry leadership and embracing a sustainable approach to doing business. And as we learned firsthand, that sometimes means treating waste as well.
So how do we talk about, how do we go about designing for the future? We come from a very strong tradition of minimizing materials, minimizing the use of resources, and using resources that are sustainably produced. And in Tetra Pak, we have a team, a cross-functional team, that is charged with creating the next 10 years of our sustainability strategy. Tetra Pak started acting on a low-carbon circular economy, and in order to do that, of course, we start looking at the materials we use ourselves. We have been replacing conventional polymers with bio-based polymers produced from ethanol instead of oil-derived materials. That has a significant improvement in regards to carbon footprint, and it doesn't affect the recyclability.
So you have heard from Mario, our endeavor is to give you a package which is made of 100% renewable material while still staying recyclable. And we have a good start. All of our cartons are already on an average 75% is paperboard. And what we plan to do is to increase that paperboard content, use bio-based polymers and to develop a renewable barrier so that we can move away from aluminum. We have also extended this endeavor to our carton bottle segment as well. So this is a Tetra Top. So this pack will have 82% renewable content. So that means the paper, which is 54%, and the plastic, which is plant based for the shoulder and the neck, that comes from sugarcane. And then traditional plastic and aluminum makes only 18% of it. And in an independent study outside of Tetra Pak, we have found out that this pack can have up to 74% lower emission as compared to a PET bottle of the same size.
Now we will come to the third part of this story, which is increased recycling. And this is really very important because this is the way in which you are going to be able to fulfill your EPR. So when it comes to recycling, what are the key success factors? And we believe there are 4 key success factors to be able to increase recycling and for us to make it successful. One is you have to establish and expand recycling capacity. The second is you have to increase collections. The third is we have to increase the application or expand the market opportunities for the products that are recycled. And then the fourth is that we have to increase awareness, stakeholder awareness. All these 4 are important. And what is also important is collaboration and partnership. The first of all, the good news, and I'm sure that most of you are already aware of this, which is that cartons are paper based, 75% paper on average, and cartons are fully recyclable. They can be turned into various products, very useful, valuable products, and you see many of those examples, in fact, around the room over here itself. Now, there are essentially 2 technologies. Once you collect cartons, you can do 2 things. One is a paper mill will buy those cartons because the paper mill values the fiber in the cartons. And then through pulping, the paper mill will then convert that into board or paper products like that over there. That's one. The other thing that you can do is you can take the carton as it is without pulping or anything and take the collected carton, take the whole carton, shred it and then heat press it and convert it into a chipboard, which has some very good properties. And you're actually sitting on some products that are made out of that, and you can see that around the room. So those are the 2 basic applications that are available for us here in South Asia market.
Now we have amongst us someone very special. Ladies and gentlemen, with a huge round of applause, please welcome on stage the CEO of FSSAI, Mr. Pawan Agarwal.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Food touches lives of all of us on an everyday basis. Eating healthy food has to become part of our lives, wherever we are. So they are both demand side interventions, social and behavioral change around the food you take and the way you take it, when you take it, and also on the supply side there are interventions. These are some of the interventions that FSSAI has put together over the last few months. As far as social and behavioral change is concerned, we are not working on a reactive IEC approach, information, education and communication approach, but we are working on a triple E approach, engage people, excite people and then enable them to make that change in their lives. We have also used power of symbols. Over the past few months, we have created a concept of Eat Right Campus, doing all the 3 things together right on a campus. Tetra Pak campus, we'll urge Ashutosh that your Tetra Pak campus should become a Eat Right campus. Okay, before I end, I must place on record my deep appreciation for Tetra Pak for supporting the Eat Right India movement. Thank you.
Innovation, digitalization and sustainability, the 3 clear trends that will define the future of the food and beverage industry, and a showcase of how Tetra Pak is working to build future-ready solutions to make sure that the industry is prepared for that future. All packed into one exclusive showcase event.
Well, Well, that's a wrap here at the second edition of Today, Tomorrow, Together, Tetra Pak's marquee leadership seminar from movers and shakers from South Asia's food and beverage sector. I'm Pooja Jain signing off. Thanks for watching.